And we're live.
Okay,
Beautiful.
cool.
So I hope everybody can see us and hear us. Well, seeing is not that important. We're not that beautiful, I think. But yeah, welcome everybody to just another episode of Humans and Robots. And I never did two episodes that close together. Just Sunday we had Sauronuspa here, and now I have the third part of the trio in finale. Very happy to have Larkin's Lair on board.
Hey,
How you
thank you for
doing?
having me. Doing good. It is a beautiful day in Hawaii.
Day.
I'm,
We're actually 11 hours apart, which is
I thought it's like
exciting.
12, right? Like it's if it's AM for me, it's PM for you, right?
Yeah, we had that bit, but we have daylight
Daylight.
savings. We turned
Ah,
the clocks 1 hour back, so now it's 11
ah,
hours. But
cool,
definitely the biggest gap I ever had. So I'm very happy that we could make this happen.
cool.
And yeah, so for those of you in the chat, like for us who see this format for the first time, I started this like maybe a few months ago, because we're here in Germany, and the Transformers fandom in Germany is kind of isolated from the rest of the world. At least it feels like that for some sometimes. And the idea was just to bring the fandom itself a little closer together, but also connect us a little more to the world out there. And I
It's a
think
big world.
it's a big world. You're located in Hawaii, if I got that
Yep.
correctly.
Honolulu and yeah, all the way in Hawaii, a little tiny island in the middle of nowhere. It amazes me how it was even just discovered. Like, who does that, right? Goes out in the middle of nowhere and says, "Hey, there's a island here."
Yeah, I mean, like, I think you can only find this if you really search for it. But
You have to be, right? You really have to be.
maybe somebody heard stories on the big continent. There's something over there in the sea, and you just have to go there, check it out. They have beautiful weather or something like that. I don't
There you go.
know. Something like that. As we say hello to the live chat. We have Roland Redneck Reviews. Thank you for the subscription. We have Autocorrect Primer, which is a absolutely great handle, by the way. And yeah, we have Kato at least popping in and
Popping in and
maybe
out.
watching it later. He's a busy man as well. So we usually start this with what I call the shameless plug segment. So just give us 2 or 3 sentences about who you are, what you're doing, maybe why you're doing it, and yeah, whatever you can think of.
Well, I have a channel called Larkin's Lair. It's really I just started in end of December last year, kind of by accident. I happened to get Siege, Ultra Magnus, and Shockwave ahead of everybody, and I thought it was really cool. So I took a video of it and I posted it, and then I'm like, why is this video getting so much views and stuff? And then a lot of people started complaining because it was really bad video. In fact, I redid it like within the week because it was so bad. Like comments like, get a tripod, get a better background. And I'm thinking, what's good? And then somebody posted on the comments, oh, it's because you're the first English speaking review on it. And I'm like, oh. And then after that, I started doing it a lot more. And then like, okay, this is pretty fun. So I just do, basic reviews, customs, whatever comes to my mind, mainly Transformers, but I do collect a bunch of other stuff, mainly Transformers, Legends. I've been collecting the Masters of the Universe, the 6-inch classics one,
Okay.
and just recently Mask.
Yeah, this thing is going round. Like, I started when Kato got this Gator.
Oh
And I
yeah, I
was
saw
like,
that.
damn, I remember that. And then I was like, why not? And now it's like I have 2 cabinets full.
Oh, two
Like,
cabinets! My goodness, I only have one right now. I have one more on the way. I'm trying to tell myself I just wanted the iconic good guy, which is, well, I think Rhino is the iconic good vehicle because that's on the logo, right? And
true.
then to me, the iconic bad guy is Switchblade with Miles Mayhem, right? But
Yeah.
let's see how long that lasts.
Yeah, I mean, one could argue that at least Thunderhawk belongs into the mix because he's like the main car
Yeah,
story-wise.
I'm trying
And
not to get Thunderhawk because I saw a good deal on it, but I'm like, okay, trying to get to.
that is, these things are pretty expensive, especially if you're looking for like mint and complete items.
Yeah, and that's the thing, because I'm looking for complete. I just have this. I don't like buying stuff incomplete because I'm like, will I find the rest, or I don't know. And so when I saw them both complete, I jumped on it.
In my hands, I actually hold the proof that you can find the stuff that you're missing. This here is the firecracker.
Oh, the bike.
The bike.
Yeah,
and
nice.
that's pretty rare. And I gotta tell you, I'm buying all the junker stuff, like people just selling their
Like the
junk,
lots and stuff.
the lots, and you have there's a piece missing here, but maybe you find another lot where exactly that piece is included, and it works out pretty well.
And then sell off whatever extras or something.
Yeah, it's like I have everything that I don't need. I just put into a box, and like every 2 months or so, I just put everything on sale in one post, and people just hit me up. I have a fellow collector just right around the corner who does basically the same, and he just buys everything that I have to sell. So it works. It works.
I just noticed that's Boulder Hill in the back. Is that Boulder Hill?
Yes.
Okay. My goodness, you have Boulder Hill.
Yeah, people can't see it. It's like up there.
Nice.
Up there is my Boulder Hill.
My goodness.
This thing is a problem, but just I don't know how to display it. It's like up there. I don't have a cabinet for it. It's like impossible.
I noticed it. It works.
Yeah, true. So, but we're not talking about me. We're talking about you. You just mentioned you got something that I think is very, very valuable in the YouTube community. You posted a video and people gave you feedback, and they told you like you need a background, you need a tripod, do this better, do that better. But at least they reacted and they just like interacted with you. Is this an experience that like, or how important is that experience to you in your YouTube activity?
To me, it's. I mean, we don't. This is all for channels that are small as we are. It's all a labor of love, right? So to me, the interactive community is what actually keeps me going. It's like it's like showing stuff to your friends, right? And hanging out. To me, that's probably the reason why I keep doing it, or keep bringing videos. And honestly, it's probably why I keep spending too much money lately.
There's this need to just like, I want to have like content. I want to show people stuff, and it definitely, for me, it got worse with opening the YouTube channel.
I think so too. I mean, some people may think it may have gone out of control for me, but it hasn't gone to that point. It's just I've been a little fortunate lately. But it granted, last year I stuck to collecting Transformers, but I never really went to get everything and a lot of third party and all that stuff. Now I'm like kind of like all over the place sometimes.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, especially when you're in Transformers. You mentioned that you collected in the Masters of the Universe 6-inch.
Yes.
I mean, it's that one line, and it's kind of predictable which characters are coming and which are not, and you know where it starts and you know where it ends. With Transformers, is like you have like infinite amount of characters and repaint possibilities and whatnot. It's definitely harder to take control.
And we have. I mean, when you compare it to other fandoms, we have so much options. Like, I mean, for a lot of fandom, like G.I. Joe or whatever, Star Wars, they only can get it from Hasbro, right? That's the only outlet. Like, if Hasbro doesn't give us what we want, we can do 3P. Or I mean, I don't know of any other fandom that has as many options in filling that urge or whatever, and different series as Transformers.
I mean, definitely not. I don't think there's a company that like 3D prints Masters of the Universe figures.
Yeah,
and there are guys like the Printformers guy who just does a completely self-made Scorponok, or the guy that does this giant Laserbeak VHS. The people are going completely insane. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah, I mentioned in a video one time that I think sometimes, I mean, we're really spoiled in terms of what we have available to us. Because if you collect, say, G.I. Joe, you kind of have nothing but right now. Nothing new, right?
Yeah. G.I. Joe never got over here really. Like, so for us, G.I. Joe was
Is
kind
it
of
an
non.
Action Force or so? Did Action Force make its way?
We had something like it's called Action Man.
Okay.
They were like bigger dolls like
Oh,
that.
the
It's
12-inch one.
basically the Barbie scale,
Oh,
the Barbie for guys, so
the
to
Barbie
speak.
for guys.
And G.I. Joe was like, I think it was a pretty US kind of thing because it had all this patriotic stuff in it. I don't think it would have sold in Europe anyway. So,
Oh, yeah.
but I understand what you mean. Like, we are super, we pretty much have everything, and still people complain about this and that and wrong joints and wrong color and whatnot, and it's actually pretty insane.
It is. I mean, like, think about for Masterpiece Omega. We have 3 options. 4 now that we have
The Siege
Siege
one.
Omega. I mean, if you don't like one, you can pick one of the other 3, right? It's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
Even with primes, MP primes. How many versions of Prime can you, as a fan, you can say, well, I don't like this one. I'll take this one.
Yeah, I mean, me alone, I reviewed 5 Masterpiece Optimus Primes this year, which is completely weird. And the interesting point is 5 figures, and none of them are bad.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not only that we have options, we have quality options.
Options and price point options too.
Yes.
Like, you want to pay the high end, go ahead. You want to pay the lower end or in the middle. It's a lot of options.
Yes, and this is, I think people don't value this enough in my opinion. So you said you concentrate on the Transformers. You have like Masters line, so you're going like a little out of the Transformers realm from time to time. Any idea how many pieces you own right now?
Oh shoot, I have no idea. I've been collecting Transformers since 1996, but I've done since the internet really. When the internet first came out, I just got crazy because there was this whole community already for Transformers. But as time went by, I've done purges of my collection over time. Like, when I got married, I sold a lot of my G1 to help fund the wedding kind of thing, right? Yeah. And then later down the years, when I started my business, I sold a lot of my animated and other things. And
I saw you. I think I saw a video of you purging Combiner War stuff.
I'm not purging them in terms of selling them. I'm just not displaying.
Oh, you box them like
unboxing them,
store them away. Yes, yeah. Okay.
Try not to purge anymore, to be honest. I'm no longer. I mean, back then I don't regret purging them because one, wedding, right? I mean, to me that's worth more than my Transformers. 2, I was just starting my business. I needed some money, right? And that actually, I told myself I could always buy it back later if I'm more successful, right? So it helped. Now I have an income, right? So so I don't. I mean, I kind of regret them, but I don't regret them. Like, the adult in me does not regret it.
Yeah, I think this is an important part to at least on some days find the adult side of yourself, and and just making some rational decisions, and especially when it's such basic things like family and the job. I think this is definitely is more important than the hobby. But the good stuff is like I always tell my wife, like, yes, I'm spending a lot of money on these things, but it's like the money is not lost. It's here. I have something that if we need money, I can sell that stuff. And although it's not like Transformers are not an investment, like they don't go up in value or like anything, but in general, if you have like a mid-priced third-party piece, they don't lose that much value either. So I think it's not the best and not the worst idea.
Yeah, and at least I'm not spending it on drinking, and because there's no thing to show for that.
I mean, you restarted with Transformers Earth Wars. I don't know if you're still playing or if you already give up on
it. I restarted it. I've been terribly bad at it though, but the whole integration with GI Joe kind of like got me excited to read. So I started from scratch again.
Okay, so, and this is like I was spending big on Transformers Earth Wars
Oh wow.
in the first year I played it, and this is something like you spend money there. Of course, you get like your characters and 4 stars and whatnot, but it's just like it's digital property, and if they delete the game tomorrow, which nobody can hinder them, it's all gone.
Yeah. That's kind of
So-
why I still don't buy. Like, if I can buy the physical copy of a game, like for the Switch or the
True.
Xbox,
True.
I still buy it because I can at least trade it in for credit at GameStop later on or whatever, right? For a new game.
And nobody can take it away from you. If you play a mobile game and they decided to just cut it off, it's gone.
Yeah. You're
So-
renting the game.
And over the course of time, you definitely pay more for that kind of game. If you go the pay to play route, then you would pay for like a new boxed game for like, I don't know, $70.
Oh yeah, I've never been. I don't know. For some reason, maybe just being a kid of the '80s, I've never been like attracted to the buying digital in the game kind of thing. I'm so used to like I got this. Like one thing that the biggest thing that annoys me with video games, you buy it that day it's released, and you gotta wait hours for it to patch. Like
Yes.
I'm like, really? I wanted to play this game, and now I'm like, okay, please wait while we update. Oh my goodness.
The good the good thing when you had like the consoles in comparison to standard computer games was like you just bought a console like a PlayStation or a Nintendo or whatever, and you got your cartridge or your CD and you just put it in and start playing.
Yep.
And when they started with all we connect our consoles to the internet and we patch everything, it's all multiplayer, and you just buy a game for literally $90 or €90 or whatever, and you put it in, and you have to wait like 1 hour before you can start. I was furious. I had this with like one of the WWE games, and I was so pissed when I was finally ready to play. I just didn't want it anymore, and that's not the right choice. This background of yours is like it. I love it.
I didn't make it though. No,
no, of course not. But it is really is a nice visual with the Cybertron battle in the background. So
cool.
Let's take a little some more of my questions. I just have like general catalog of questions. I don't ask all questions all the time. Just whatever seems fit. What I actually really interested with you sitting on Hawaii, which to me is super exotic. What is your preferred source of buying Transformers? Are you all online, or do you have possibilities to buy local?
We have a lot of possibilities to buy local for like the Japanese stuff, because just our vicinity with Japan, a lot of stores that actually specialize in Japanese stuff, Gundams, just we have a lot of those stores. But when it comes to mainline, I normally try to see if I can find it locally, and sometimes we get it very quick. My local Walmarts and Targets are actually very well stocked, but a lot of times I just get it online, Amazon, because of the free shipping. And you'd be surprised. I mean, anything like free shipping is huge for Hawaii. I mean, sometimes I buy stuff from Hasbro Pulse if I can't find it, or Entertainment Earth, Big Bad Toy Store, the more niche stuff. But lately I've been buying like a lot of third-party stuff from like Terry's TF Club or TF Direct. Robot Kingdom is where I got my MP44, and they were pretty fast.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I hear you on the shipping stuff. Like, we are like shipping to Germany. One might not believe it, but it's super expensive for that stuff, because there's just like I think one German online shop that carries that stuff, and they have like prices up here because they have to import it too.
Yeah,
and it's really it's a shame, and sometimes I envy you guys for the prices that you can have, and especially not only prices but also the short amount of time in which you can get these pieces.
Yeah, so it's kind of funny because sometimes I have friends in the Philippines and Southeast Asia. I kind of envy them because they get it so quick.
Sure, sure, sure. If
I'm
you're
like,
like
wow.
in like Singapore or Malaysia or whatever, it's
And
like
and their exclusives. I mean, they don't have like exclusives like we do, like limited to Walmart or Target. It's like, well, this is just in your toy shop in the Philippines. You know,
oh really?
the 35th anniversary stuff that's exclusive to Walmart in the U.S. It's just in a toy shop in the Philippines. You just pick it up. I mean, oh shoot,
See,
Ratchet too.
and
It's
and
like,
here we had like I don't know if we or I think we don't even have wave 3 of Siege at this
oh,
time.
wow.
It's maybe wave 3, but not wave 4. There's no Mirage over here and
You,
no
you,
Ratchet.
you know what's funny though, because in Europe during G1, the end of G1, you guys were still going strong. Like you had the exclusive Turbo Masters, and your Transformers was such a big market there that
Yes,
even as it was dying in the US, it was still going, which is
yeah,
kind of crazy.
the whole G2 European transfer. There are so many characters that never
Just
saw the light
exclusive
of
to
day.
Europe, which
Yes,
is cool.
yes.
Yeah, and stuff. So yeah, I
I, I don't know where this turned around. I don't think that maybe I have the feeling that the Bay movies weren't that successful over here because there was somehow some sort of a kickstart to reignite the Transformers franchise, and it didn't work over here. Not really.
I guess different markets. That's the whole thing. They just gotta. I mean, they're a business, so they're trying to feel out their market, and I'm pretty sure if there was a big market, they would take advantage of it as much as possible.
Yeah, yeah. If they see money, they will go for
Yeah.
it.
Oh,
And it's,
they'll go for it.
if they don't see it, they won't do it. And we really try to work out how this the whole distribution thing in Germany is going and what it's Hasbro has like its own branch, so to speak, of Hasbro Germany, but they're not really a company. They're like a marketing gag. It's just like it's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah.
And they're just what you can see here. They don't sell the big figures here. You get the deluxe figures, you get all the battle masters and all of that. But I haven't seen a single leader class figure of Siege
No leader class.
in
Wow.
any. And I work in a pretty metropolitan area with a lot of people and a lot of toy stores, and not a single one.
I was
Nothing.
actually surprised that in Hawaii we got Jetfire because I
Oh,
was thinking to myself we will not get that in regular retail, but we got two in a Walmart, but normally we don't get Titans
yeah.
or whatever, but we do get leaders.
The interesting thing is that we asked Hasbro Germany for why aren't these figures available over here, and they told us that the Commander class Jetfire they clearly stated to us that they will not release it in Germany for reasons I don't get, but it's a fact. But the leader class figures they offered to the shops, like they
Mhm.
went to Toys R Us Germany and said, here's our leader class Ultra Magnus and here's our leader class Shockwave, but the shops just didn't
They didn't want to carry it. They didn't
put
put
it on the
shelf
shelves.
space.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the hard part. If no store is going to give you shelf space, I mean, what are you going to do, right?
True.
Unless they try to start a direct order for Germany, you know what I mean? Then maybe,
Yeah.
but so you got to pay somebody to do that.
I'm here. No. Not really. So let's just circle back to just a short time to other franchises.
Sure.
Is there any franchise that you're like really into lore wise, and you would love to have like a masterpiece like line that doesn't exist right now?
Like outside of Transformers or just within the
Outside,
Transformers?
if there's anything within Transformers, go for it. But also outside of Transformers.
Well, within Transformers, well, something's coming down the pipe for Masterpiece within Transformers. And we were talking about UK exclusives. I would love Masterpiece or just third-party renditions of all the um, obliterators, the what do you call Turbo Masters, Predators,
Oh, okay.
all those,
The weird
all
stuff.
those. Yeah, stuff we never got. It's always about the things you never got, right? So we never got those in the U.S., right? Like like Rotor
Really?
Storm, and yeah, they weren't imported to the. I mean, like that's Transformers was dying at that time, right? So
No
we never
flame,
got
no
those.
boss.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess unless you count the KB exclusives when they did Machine Wars and stuff, but I would like newer versions, updated versions. But outside of Transformers, I would love to see Silverhawks again.
Oh, Silverhawks is nice.
We haven't. I mean, we've have Thundercats. We have Super 7 doing Thundercats, and the we have Masters of the Universe. But it'd be kind of cool to see Silverhawks again.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm a little bit distracted. My son just woke up.
Well, and Mask, of course, Mask. I'd love Mask to make a comeback.
Masterpieces.
Masterpiece. Imagine Masterpiece Rhino.
Yeah.
That would be kind of cool. Like you could make more features than the regular toy.
Yeah, like and maybe just make the transformation a little bit cooler. Maybe flame effects, better
LEDs. That
LED.
Rhino is huge. You could fit a lot of things in that Rhino for a masterpiece type of.
Yes, especially electronics.
Yeah, and then the figures can be way more articulated nowadays.
Yes.
Even though they're tiny.
Yeah, I mean, look what they do paint wise to like 3 3¾ figures.
Yeah.
As of today, and if you take like I have the this is the Brusado from the Rhino, like he's
Hey, wait! I got one of those. Here we go.
And they are already painted pretty well, actually.
Yeah, but see, today now they can paint the eyes.
For example, the faces are actually molded pretty good. Like
yeah, they are molded very well.
You definitely can see that Brusado is Asian heritage.
Yep,
you can see that it's pretty good, but a little bit more paint, maybe a little bit more durable paint.
Yeah,
would have been nice.
And they could actually paint. You know, with the technology today, they can paint the eyes. I mean, you look at Marvel. So Marvel Legends are another thing I collect. I mean, look at the paint apps on those figures. I mean, those are really good as well. Kind of crazy what they can do now. Oh, I think he froze. There you go.
You were lost.
A little technical difficulties.
Yeah, it could be my fault.
So I'm gonna say hi to the chat. Who's in here? Autocorrect, Adamantium Matrix, Ninja Bill, Bumblebreeze. How you guys doing?
Can you
I
hear me
think
now?
this is still going, and then we'll be right back. Oh, hey, see you, Ninja Bill. Hey, there he is.
Hello. Hello.
Is there
Can you hear me?
audio? No, I'm not seeing you on the light stream side.
Okay, so
I'm going to refresh.
Do you hear me? Does anybody hear me now?
Hey, can you see me now?
I can see you. I can hear you.
I had to refresh the browser. You kind of disappeared for a second.
Yeah, just like had some connection problems, but I hope this is fixed right now.
I think so. Yeah, because yeah.
So maybe somebody from the chat just can confirm that we are both visible and both hearable. Would be pretty nice.
Very cool. Very cool.
Oh,
I think we are. I see you. I see.
Okay, so didn't know.
And
exactly
autocorrect primer just said he hears us. So cool.
Okay, so it's fine. Then let's continue. I don't know where we left off. We were like right in the middle of
we were talking about Mask and how awesome the paint jobs could be today.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of stuff they could do. I mean, Silverhawks. That I don't remember the Silverhawks figures from the 80s.
They weren't that good. I mean, compared to today's standards. I mean, I think the arms just went up and you had wings. I don't think they could even put their hands out like this, you know.
Okay, which is kind of essential. And
but it was in the 80s. We didn't care about articulation, right?
Yeah, we all loved the first Masters figures, and they were like, they couldn't do nothing like but this. It was pretty ridiculous, but we still loved it and we still had fun with it. So anyways, I still have fun with these little guys. So I all good, all well. So, not seeing your collection room right now, but let's say somebody walks into your room
Hmm.
and sees your collection and thinks like, that's pretty nice. I'd love to start collecting anything too. That doesn't matter what he's about.
Okay.
If he's like stamps or 3 3/4 or hot toys or whatever. What's the first thing that you would tell people to think about before buying their first piece?
I would say do your research first, because a lot of times you can get that excitement and then you buy something at a high price thinking it was a good deal or something, and then you find out what else is out there. I would just take a couple of days to research the different communities, what's out there, just what's the stores, and just yeah, I would just I don't know, just do your research so that your collecting experience has as little negatives as possible. Like you don't want to get you don't want to say, oh, well, I found this rhino for $500, and you bought it, and you're like, oh man,
Yeah.
it's like going for 100 or whatever, and you know what I mean? You kind of feel like you got bitten, right? And it kind of takes the joy away from it, right? So just
Yeah.
do
Have
your
you have you,
research.
have you made experience like that yourself?
Oh yeah, I have long time ago. Like I it was a G1 combiner. I thought it was $100. It was a good deal, but they were going for about 40 to 50 back then.
Yeah.
This is like 1997, I think.
Okay. Okay.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
you really gotta just check the market and get an idea of what the stuff is actually worth. Because especially if you go after the nostalgic pieces that
hmm,
you have a nostalgic connection to, and you think of, man, I had this as a kid. It's like 30 years old. This has to have some value.
yeah,
Then you see something that you think is at least maybe it's worth it to you. Like you were ready to spend
yeah,
$100 on that combiner. So basically, I always say if it's worth the price to you, the price isn't wrong at all.
yeah.
But
But if you see it like going, like if you bought an like say an iPad for $2,000 and you realize everybody's selling it for five, that thing in the back of your head is hard to get rid of, right?
yeah, true. It's sometimes it's the same other. It's the other way around. If you sell a piece for what you think was
Yeah,
a decent price, and then somebody tells you, you could have sold this for like the double of the
or
price,
higher.
and you think like, on the one hand, it's like you got the price that you wanted for the piece. On
Hmm.
the other hand, it's the greed that
Yeah.
boils in you and says, well, you could have got so much more out of it.
Plus, I mean, especially if you collect Transformers, though, I think it's important to do your research because there's KOs, there's 3Ps, and
Oh
there's
yes.
also the counterfeit ones where they look exactly but they're not the original. And if you're saying I want to get a original G1 Prime, and then you're like, wow, this is a mint one and on eBay for $15, I'm gonna grab it, and then you realize it's a copy kind of thing, right?
Yeah. That actually happened to me because I found a G1 Optimus Prime, but it was not. It had a typo in the description. In
Mhm.
the title, it wasn't Optimus, it was Optimums, like with an extra M. And I was like, damn, this guy really will lose this for will lose a lot of money here. And I bought it for like $25.
Mhm.
And it was nice. It was completely sealed, no stickers applied, and I was like, "This is awesome." And then after like half a year, I took my vintage Ultra Magnus that I had and just and it's just a straight recolor, right? So,
Yeah.
and I compared these two, and I was like, these molds are not identical. Something's wrong here. And then I checked back on the description, and he actually wrote that he thinks that it is a KO. So he didn't
It's
try
okay.
to
Okay.
fool me into it. I just didn't read correctly. So,
Oh, you didn't read the whole description.
but
You know what's funny though? Like I don't mind buying like the copies and all that stuff, but I was reading something like technically, well, in the US at least, technically you can't sell it after you buy. Like you can buy like the fake stuff. Or like when I'm talking about fake, it's like the pure counterfeit, it says Takara Tommy and all that
yeah,
stuff, but it's fake, right?
yeah.
But from someone who was telling me, you can't sell it because it's illegal to sell a counterfeit item, even if you say it's a counterfeit item and stuff.
Okay.
So or knowingly. So
Interesting.
which is, but you can own it. It's like I remember when we went to the Philippines. There's like so many. My wife would get these fake bags, right? But there was like a limit to what she could bring because they were all fake.
I mean, the whole KO thing is really hard to distinguish, and I mean, you just put up this City Commander review,
Mhm.
which was a real throwback to the early days of third party. We were pretty nice stuff,
Mhm.
and commented on some stuff. What is third party? What is a KO? What is counterfeit? And if
Yeah.
you when I got I just sort of happened to have my first third party piece here. It's the transistor KFC, and when I bought the MP Sideswipe back in the day. It's my first masterpiece, and I was like so impressed by that figure and the engineering and what you can do with it. And then I was like, okay, I want my favorite character in that kind of form, and I went after Masterpiece Blaster, and all I
They don't
found
have one.
I don't think they ever will. And all I saw was just like, what the fuck is KFC? Is the chicken? I only know chicken. I was completely irritated, and really, I was insecure about what's happening here. And then I went after YouTube, and I went after the reviewers who explained it and showed me the figures. And this is where reviews are very valuable, especially if you're new to the game. So research, absolutely, very important.
And third party has come such a long way.
Yeah.
I mean, such a long way. It's really good. I mean, yeah. I without third party, we wouldn't be able to scratch all those itches.
No, not at all. I mean, I don't necessarily rule out that I would have continued collecting Masterpiece Transformers, but there were always these glaring holes in the collection. Like, I can have a Red Alert, I can have characters I don't really care for, but I can't have my Blaster, I can't have my Springer, I have to buy Chuck figures for this. And even a Chuck Blaster is like impossible to get because they all look stupid.
Yeah.
So it's to me, third party is the saving grace for Transformers collecting.
I think it has probably brought in a lot more people to the fan. I don't know. That's just an idea. Of course, I have no solid facts or numbers to back that up. But I think personally, I'd like to think it's brought more people into fandom.
I'm pretty sure that they did, because I think they kept the interest for Transformers going, and Hasbro benefits from it because their products are going better because of third party. If it wasn't the case, I'm pretty sure Hasbro already would have taken down way more companies.
And you know, I gotta say, Hasbro is pretty lenient. You know, have you ever do miniatures gaming, like, or heard of Games Workshop and Warhammer 40K, 40,000, like that?
Not really, but I know a little bit about it.
So they're based in UK, but they go hard on IP stuff. Like I had a friend who made a Warhammer terrain, and he got a cease and desist letter.
Oh, really?
Cease and desist. I mean, they really go at it. In fact, like, I remember ages ago though, I sent a letter to Hasbro, said, "Hey, I wanted to make custom dice with the Autobot and Decepticon logo." They sent a letter back, said, "Sure, just don't sell it." And I'm like, okay. But try that with other companies, man. Never hear from them. But granted, this was probably 15 years ago, though. So
yeah, I think by today's standards, Hasbro would not answer.
They'll probably reply to you in like a couple months. They actually replied to us within a week. Mike gave me.
Oh, but isn't that interesting? Like back in the day, where they have to I think you wrote a letter. Like a classic letter, and you got the letter back, and it just took a week. And nowadays, we can basically answer everything within 2 minutes. It takes like months to even get a reaction.
Yep.
But I think it's because it's just too much of everything and everywhere.
Well, also because nobody will take the time to write a letter and mail it anymore.
True. I think if you would write a letter today, it's more likely to get an answer, because they're like,
yeah,
he took the time to write a letter. We have to answer this. Yeah,
I think so. I just like Christmas cards. I appreciate physical Christmas cards more than the virtual ones.
Yeah, definitely. I think virtual cards are like zero effort, effortless, and I
There
don't,
you
I don't,
go.
I don't really need that.
Yeah.
So, how deep are you? Like, I mean, which Transformers universes are your go-to universes? Is there anything that you prefer? Is there anything that you're just not into at all?
I right now, because of my purges in the past, it's been all the generations classic stuff I kept. I've been, the only one I'm not really wasn't really into is Beast Machines, but I'm actually gonna rewatch it again because
Okay.
I just wanted to, it's been a long time. But most of the Transformer stuff, I like a lot of the later current series are like Robots in Disguise or I didn't really watch them, but I enjoyed the figures. I would say I'm more on the side of enjoying the toys than
Okay.
the stories right now.
Yeah, I mean the stories that are coming out right now aren't that appealing. Have you watched Cyberverse?
I've watched Cyberverse. I'm actually starting to get more into Cyberverse though.
Mhm.
It's different, and there's a lot of. I know they're not the G1 guys, but there's just a lot of. It kind of reminds me of animated, where animated these are new characters, but they're throwbacks to G1, right? They're like reference, not for, but like they they gave you some reminders of G1 and
Yes.
stuff. So and it looks like Cyberverse is kind of doing the same thing.
Yeah, and I was actually pretty surprised that it is appealing. It is good. It's fun to watch. I mean, I'm a little bit distracted by the episode length being only 10 minutes. It's like when it just got
Yeah.
started and then it's over. That's a little weird, but overall, it's a good series, and they put so much stuff in it, like so much Easter eggs, and
Hmm.
they even referring IDW stuff
Yeah.
like the one scene where there is the Autobot bar, and there's Deadlock walking in, like the become it's ready to become Drift. I don't think that they address it anymore somewhere down the road. It's just like a little nod to the comics. It's beautiful.
It
Absolutely
actually
beautiful.
it actually gives me hope for the upcoming Siege
Yep.
cartoon
Yep.
and stuff. I don't know if you guys are getting it though, because it's Netflix, right? Or do you guys?
I have Netflix, so
Okay, yeah, I know different countries had their version of Netflix as well.
yeah.
Like,
So we also got the Voltron series, and with even with German dubs, which is
oh,
not.
nice.
Yeah, well, like, I mean, in
Oh,
German,
nice.
you're pretty lucky to get a lot of dubs in German.
Hmm.
Although in the last years, I definitely prefer the original because it's not always good. But
You know what's funny? The reason why I was wondering because I have a family in Canada, and when they come here, they always complain about their Netflix and our Netflix, and I'm
okay,
thinking maybe it's just Canada's Netflix is not that great. I don't know, but my relatives are always complaining.
really,
Uh,
I think Netflix is great too. I didn't have a problem. I'm actually a little surprised that we didn't get the Siege series while Siege was still rolling. I mean, it's
yeah,
dying out now. They had all the Earthrise announcements, and it's a little strange they didn't.
it is. I mean, back in the day, cartoons sold a toy. It's a
Yeah,
little
yeah.
the toys. Maybe they're thinking maybe the toy will sell the cartoon.
And I think
Uh,
when they kicked off Siege, at least to me, I was super bored by all the power of the primes and Titan's return. It's just like it just wasn't what I was looking for. And it really went down in quality. I think Combiner Wars had some decent figures, but Titan's return, Power of the Primes was pretty
oh
bad
yeah.
overall.
Well, when they started applying stickers on those, it's like
Yeah, yeah. That Elita One figure they launched was like bottom
yeah,
for me.
yeah. I bought that,
Yeah,
but I
me
bought the
too.
Toy Axe stickers to see if I can fix it, which means I'm gonna remove all that stickers they applied, the junk stickers they applied. I got to remove all that
Which
first.
is not a hard thing because they're generally falling off by themselves.
That's true.
But what I was about to say was that then they launched Siege, and I got I pre-ordered the Sideswipe and Hound from the Netherlands because I was sure that we will never see Siege in German toy shops, and unboxed these figures and started to, and it's like, hey, well, they have real joints and they're like they're so articulated and they have paint. And I was like, this is what I was looking for. And so many people reacted to Siege in the same way that I really don't understand why they didn't pick up on that steam and just got the series rolling.
It would have made a lot more sense. And that's the first thing. Like when I first got my first Siege figure, like, this is different. They're beefier. They're more articulated. I really like what they did, and it's really, I think, all due to the unification with Takara, Tommy, and Hasbro now working together.
Yes.
And granted, we're not going to have the better Takara painted versions, but I guess the idea is we're going to have all the same and better version. Like there's, so I'm really glad they joined and worked together.
I didn't have a single Siege figure where I was like craving for the improved Takara paint job, because I think it was all decent for the price. They weren't all good by all means. They had a lot of figures that were a little lackluster, but overall it was such a big improvement. And I'm really curious if they will continue this with Earthrise, or if you see the same downfall in quality that we had from Combiner Wars to Power of the Primes.
I hope so. I'm a little confident that it's going to be the same. It's with Takara in the picture, it's kind of like maybe I'm optimistic about it.
It just gives you the feeling that Takara cares so much more about Transformers than Hasbro does.
Oh yeah, I think they do. I mean, well, also culture-wise as well. I mean, just the way you look at the packaging in the Japanese exclusives, or the stuff that was in the Japanese market, the way they present things. And I think in the culture, there's a big way. Presentation is a big part. I mean, look at the food. You get a sushi platter, right? All really nicely organized, nicely presented, and they take pride in that, right? So
True.
I think the culture takes, it's part of the culture that they want to present it nicely as well.
Good point. Never saw it that way, but definitely it fits. Yes. And so I think Hasbro uniting with Takara and just releasing one product worldwide is beneficial, definitely, for us as collectors. So,
and hopefully, because hopefully it'll help in the future with distribution. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yes.
Because now you have things being made. Like, I believe the packages in Japan are exactly the same as here. You know what I mean? All around the world. It's not a separate. Is it or no? Or is it a different type of package?
I have no idea. Like, I'm just trying to think of my Siege packages that I had, like all the instructions. I'm not sure. But
I gotta look at that up. I'm kind of curious if they have different packaging.
I mean, they had the English bio on the box and everything. So,
well, it'll be in Japanese characters, Transformers. I've not seen any packages for Siege that's Japan. I could be wrong, but I'm going to look that up tonight.
True. Interesting fact. So, considering all your pieces in your collection, is there a favorite piece and a least favorite piece?
My favorite piece right now. Well, right now is Omega, because I just got him earlier this month. But I like my collection of Titans. I have all the Titans, like Metroplex, Fortress, Brave, Omega now. My least favorite. What is my least favorite piece? It's probably.
That's usually hard to tell, because if you don't like a piece, most people just don't keep it.
Yeah, or it's probably in storage. I can't say. Well, part of my favorite and least favorite, I guess, could be the same one. Like MP6. Remember Masterpiece Megatron, the first one.
MP5.
Oh, MP5. My wife got that for me, so I keep it. I'm never gonna sell that. But man, that is a horrible design. It was good for its time, but I haven't transformed that for over 10 years. I don't want to.
I can imagine. I never messed with it, but I heard a lot of stories, saw a lot of videos. But I mean, it's a design that was like made in 2 weeks, so For that,
Oh
it's pretty impressive.
I guess so. I mean, I'll never sell it though because
But if you,
my
but
wife
I
got it.
mean, you said yourself like how what a long way third party has come, and now you
Right.
just take the MP5 impression that you have, and then you take a look at this new age Megatron. Have you watched reviews of that one, or maybe
Oh
messed it
yeah,
with yourself?
it's crazy.
I saw the transformation. And I was like constantly, it's so impressive, so amazing what they're doing with these figures, and it's like that's small. It's
I'm
incredible.
curious now. I'm anxiously waiting for the Magic Square version.
Yes.
See, I want to see what they. I mean, and the cool part is all these other companies are going to try to one up each other and stuff. So
Yeah,
that'd be
that's
cool.
yeah. I mean, there's competition going on, and everybody wants to be better, especially if you have like Magic Square New Age going for the same scale and
Yeah.
the same aesthetics, all pure G1. I mean, there are companies that have their niche, like
Mhm.
Mastermind Creations being the only one really focusing on all the IDW more than meets the eye designs, and
Yeah, it's
yeah,
like everything for every. But see, the only thing that's missing is nobody's well. Fans hobby is doing what you call Thunderclash. So who knows? Some UK stuff.
that fans hobby Thunderclash is
Uh,
such a thing of beauty.
I'm gonna get it.
I would love to, but it's I really not this year anymore. I think it comes out in December, and I just hope
I,
that there's something left in like February, then I can go for it.
I think they'll be, but I mean, the thing I'm hoping for is we have a Thunderclash. You got to give us a Skyquake.
Yeah. Yep. And then you got to go for I don't know the Dreadwind,
The Dreadwind. I want a
and
Clench. I want a Colossus or Colossus, whichever.
yeah. What I would
Name.
love to have is like because this is one of the toys that I remember the most. Don't know if you know this one is the G2 Fierce Swoop.
Oh, which is that?
It's Septicon, like a yellow jet, and it had
Mhm.
like this weapon on a stand where you just could rotate, and the gun were going like pew, 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 and you could look through it. Like it's gimmick
Oh,
heavy.
yeah. 'Cause it was part of. It's the same gimmick as It's the Predator jet, right?
Yeah,
It's the same
Predators.
gimmick as Skyquake, where you can look into that. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, for sure. And this one is a masterpiece. All in. It doesn't fit in any of my collections, but it was just like have a standalone piece for being awesome.
yeah.
Really, really
Oh,
should do this. Do this for
that would be
maybe
awesome.
someone down the road. If they when they run out of G1 designs, maybe someone will
I
tackle
mean,
this.
if you think about it, there's so much to pull from now. I mean, there's so many areas: Beast Wars, Machine Wars, Beast Machines, the Japanese series, the Armada, Cybertron. Like, just so many different things to pull from. Bayverse, even.
Bayverse, the stuff
Yeah.
that's running in the background all the time with you, like
Yeah.
the updated Bayverse, like
Yeah.
movie designs with more G1. That's still a pre. You have the whole war for Cybertron, fall of
Yeah.
Cybertron video games. You have Dreamwave. You have
So much.
IDW. So many continuities. So
Uh,
they won't run out of designs anytime soon. The question is if there still is a market for like the super niche characters. But like you have like companies like Banana Force now doing
yeah.
non-transformable robots in disguise Optimus Primes, which is like the niche in the niche in the niche.
It's yeah. That thing's gonna be expensive, I think.
Yeah, I have no interest in that whatsoever. But
If that
maybe
thing transformed, I would probably have an interest,
okay, yeah.
but because it doesn't.
But I mean, companies like that, they're not just like taking a chance. They definitely see a market for this,
Oh yeah,
and it's incredible, incredible.
definitely.
Curious to see if they will put anything out after that, or will just vanish. um, One of my favorite questions is if you take any character from the Transformers franchise that has like more like is more like a background character that never really got fleshed out in the Juwan cartoon or maybe any of the other parts of the fiction, is there a character where you think has the potential to be a fan favorite if they would give him a proper backstory, a proper screen time, so to speak?
I don't know. I would, this character has been on top of my mind lately, and it's Double Dealer, and it's just
Yeah.
because they mentioned the mercenaries for Earthrise. How cool would it be if Double Dealer was the leader or a mercenary leader and led the different mercenary, like a mercenary band of groups, including Lockdown or whatever.
Lockdown.
He had like what I guess in RPG more of the chaotic evil side of mercenaries, and then you
Yes.
have DevCon who could from the
Yeah.
more of the chaotic good side.
I'd kill for a proper DEFCON figure.
Yeah, that I would I really want a proper Double Dealer.
Nice. That's a nice idea. I actually wonder that since they announced this mercenary thing, I just don't understand why they already launched Impactor, because Impactor would have been perfect for that. But
I guess so. Yeah, and I mentioned this. I'm like I have to constantly remind myself that what we're having is not. This is not G1. This is not G1. It looks like G1. It's not. The whole saying, if it looks like a duck, what you call squawks like a duck, must be in here. It's not. It's not. And I gotta remind myself, because they're twisting things around. They're changing things up, and it's for I get it. I mean, they have to change things up. I mean, I can't tell one thing that annoys me with movies nowadays is we have so many movies that are just a retelling of an old movie, an old movie, and like I miss the days of new stuff. Like, don't you hate it when musicians remake a same song over and over again? And
I do. That's why
write a new song, kind of thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, everything should evolve in some way. I mean, if somebody steps too far away from their style, especially in music, this will also alienate a lot of fans and whatnot. But especially in movies, I mean, what's the last movie that you can think of that was really original?
I don't remember that I watched. I don't remember, to be honest. I mean, if you think like X-Men or Spider-Man, how many times has Spider-Man had movies the last 20 years?
I think that the last original movie that I remember was Inception.
Oh, wow.
And I don't know, this was like 10 years ago, maybe. And everything, even if they don't blatantly remake something, most stories you see but it have been told before. The basic stories has been told before. And we watched Ant-Man yesterday. I think it's a great movie. But even then, you can just like, there's Scott Lang, and he doesn't know how to deal with the suit, and then there's the speech from Hank Pym, and then comes the montage where he learns to use it. It's always the same. It's funny. It's
entertaining. It's entertaining, but
it's always the same.
Yeah,
that's really pretty.
Yep, it is. But
it really is. I usually don't want to take these sessions too long, because I don't think people watch too long interviews. Not that I don't enjoy a conversation, quite the contrary. But just to wrap it up for today, I would love to maybe do a second part somewhere down the road.
Really cool. This one, I mean, I actually have some relatives in Germany. I don't know where.
Really? Because this would have been my last question. Do we have any connections to Germany? So we have relatives over here.
My wife does, and my mom's side does, but I don't know where. I only know my wife's side. They gave us a really awesome for our wedding. They gave us a really awesome utensil kitchenware.
Yeah.
It was so nice that we never used it. We kept it in that wooden box. So,
just don't want to damage it by usage.
Yeah, and my uncle who married my auntie is from Germany.
Okay, so if you have the chance to go over here and visit some folks, just drop me a line, and
we'll do definitely.
We'll make something happening. So, where can the people find you?
Well, YouTube, Larkin's Lair. I think Instagram, Larkin Vane. That name is actually from an old RPG character, so I just kept it. And same for Facebook and Twitter or whatever. But if you just go YouTube, Larkin's Lair, that's where you'll find my stuff.
Pretty good. So go check out, leave that man a subscription. I will put all the links down here in the description and of this video. So sub to the channel. It's definitely worth it. We didn't have a chance to talk about your custom work. Maybe we will do this on another round, because I think
Oh
there's
yeah.
some pretty awesome stuff going on there. And for now, I just say thank you for taking the time and for coming around. Thank you to the live chat. Couldn't watch it too much because they're just busy talking to you. It's always hard to talk and watch a live chat. But thank you very much for everybody checking this video out. And yeah, I hope to
Thank
see all
you.
you guys soon. And yeah, have a nice evening. Enjoy your day.
You too.
Bye, guys.